In this video, I'm going to show you exactly where ChatGPT fails, where it goes wrong when it comes to creating content that you want to rank on Google. I'm specifically talking about search engine optimized content with the goal of ranking on Google. I'm going to show you today where it fails and also how you can use it in an appropriate way and what other tool you might need to bring in as well. So I was today watching Wes McDowell's ChatGPT SEO playbook video. I really enjoy his videos. I'll put a link below. A lot of the creators out there like me that are creating ChatGPT are engineering prompts for ChatGPT, figuring out great ways to use it. I love to learn as well, so I often will watch these. So he threw out a prompt today that is something very similar to what I've already taught, what I've seen on other creators' channels, having to do with creating topical authority. So topical authority is where we create a map of content that is all closely related. We create a cluster of content, that's all closely related, and they all link back and forth to each other, and it helps establish authority with Google. So rather than writing 10 items, 10 articles on a topic, we're going to write something like 50. In some cases, it could be more. I'm doing one right now, for example, on YouTube. So my seed keyword or my primary keyword is YouTube, and then I'm writing content on all the topics that are underneath it. And you'll find those right here on loriballen.com. So here's an example, how to create the perfect YouTube gaming setup. So one of the target keywords in that cluster I was creating was YouTube gaming setup. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm building a YouTube cluster, and I'm publishing once a week on that cluster. Here's another one, YouTube shopping affiliate program. So as you go through, you'll see a bunch that I have on there for this topic. And the goal is to say, hey, Google, I'm not just I'm not just piddling with YouTube. I'm an expert on YouTube. And in order to establish that, I'm going to create as much content as I can. I'm going to cover the topic entirely and in depth, right? That's the goal of this. And every SEO out there right now, every content creator like me that is targeting ranking on Google for our blog posts are talking about the power of creating these topic clusters and really establishing that authority before you go blogging about everything else, like really covering a topic. Now I'm working on 2 or 3 clusters at a time. That way, all of my subscribers don't just get an email that week with a digest of 10 blogs only about YouTube, because my subscribers also want to learn about Pinterest and social media and ChatGPT and affiliate marketing. So that's the concept. Now, here's the prompt. So the prompt that Wes threw out there was, help me come up with a topical map for my blog that has the best chance of helping me rank for long tail keywords that are specific to my keyword. Now we're going to put our keyword right in here. I was playing around with this a minute ago. So we're going to put in a keyword in these parentheses in a minute and give each a clickbait style title. Provide a list of 50 titles. So the goal is to create a topic cluster with like 50 articles and prioritize transactional intent topics. So people that are ready to buy, let's just say. Transactional intent. Transaction. They want to create a transaction. Next to each title, add the best long tail keyword phrase that the title should be targeting. Do not duplicate keyword phrases. The concept of this prompt is fantastic. I've got several prompts that are similar to this. The idea of it is good. The execution is not so good. This is when I go test prompts like this, I get frustrated because when I compare it with actual keyword research and actual analytics tools, they don't always add up. And if you don't know what you're doing, you wind up running these prompts that don't get you anywhere. So let's take an example of this, okay? Let's go for, let me find what I was playing with here. Let's go for the topic. Let's say I want to write about WordPress. I want to be an expert on WordPress, okay? So what we're going to do, I'll go back to where we were in just a second. That wasn't anything you needed to see quite yet, but I wanted to make sure it was done because I ran a little test on another software. I want to see if it's done. Okay, so it is. So I'm going to say WordPress. So I'm a digital marketer. On my blog, I want to create a topic cluster that's about WordPress. Now, if you already know about topic clusters or you understand a little bit of the hierarchy of like blog categories and pages and subpages, or creating an outline, you would probably understand that WordPress itself is still a pretty broad topic. Okay. So under WordPress, we're going to have some of those cluster pages might actually spin off into their own topic cluster. Okay. Example, WordPress. Well, one of the articles we might write might be on WordPress plugins. Okay. That's a tool that adds some functionality to a WordPress website. Well, under WordPress plugins, we might have a whole cluster on WordPress plugins for SEO, WordPress plugins for productivity. So you'll see that kind of thing. Now, the only way we really find these generally is by creating these clusters and looking at keyword research tools. So in this case, we've got help me come up with a topical map for my blog that has the best chance. Now, I might even put for my digital marketing blog, I'll plus this a little bit just to give ChatGPT a little more context as to what my website's about, that has the best chance to help me rank for long tail keywords that are specific to my keyword WordPress, and give each a clickbait style title, provide a list of 50 titles. Okay, let's go for it. So we press that little button and here's what happens. Now, if you don't know any better, this is drool worthy, right? Because it's giving you literally 50 topics to write about. That is if it is not duplicating, which we told it not to duplicate, but that doesn't always mean it's not going to duplicate. So it's doing its job. It is giving us these clickbaity titles. It is listing a keyword, long tail keyword next to it. Okay. Now, this is the part that most people won't know to do. Couple of things. First thing I want to do is I'm going to cross-check this really quick with a topic cluster keyword tool that I work within, and it is called Surfer. Okay. Now, Surfer gave us a list of 124 clusters for the main topic WordPress. So obviously that's even better because we're getting a lot more than just the 50. But we could have told ChatGPT to give us more. Okay. So apples and apples there. We could have said, give us more and don't duplicate. Okay. So the first one we have is WordPress. Then we have WordPress login. That would mean create a blog post all about logging into WordPress. WordPress Gutenberg. I cannot imagine writing about WordPress and not talking about Gutenberg. Let's go look. Sorry, I'm bouncing around there. Let's go look here. Okay, good. Gutenberg WordPress tutorial. Okay. How about login? Did this talk anywhere about the WordPress login? So I'm just going to do a Control F and type in login. It did not. Okay. Next one is WordPress security. Let's see. Is it yes, it is. Okay. So good. This is good. How about Wix versus WordPress? That's an option. What is WordPress? WordPress plugins, WordPress support, WordPress database, how to learn WordPress. Okay. So you're getting the idea. So we only asked this for 50, not 124. So it's giving us some of those. So far, I'm not disappointed with the overall output of topics themselves. So based on topic cluster versus topic cluster, it's not doing too bad of a job. Did it say anything about migrating? I think that's important. Yes. Okay, good. So these are positive. And Surfer costs money where ChatGPT does not. So for me, this isn't bad. We also could say, put these in a table. Now, when we say put these in a table, that table is now exportable, or it's copyable. Copyable? Is that a word? We can now copy that table over to a Google Sheet. So now we can save it and work with this. Okay. So not bad. I would say those are pretty similar. Now, where a tool like Surfer improves the process is if you click on any of these. Let's just take this WordPress tutorials. No, let's go with this one, WordPress themes. If you click on this, it basically tells you what other keyword phrases or topics you would cover on that same page. So it helps you know which topics should all be on the same page. You also get a little bit of the keyword difficulty, total traffic, that kind of thing. Okay, so not too shabby. Now, the next thing that I want to look at is the keyword phrases themselves. So for this particular case, I'm going to use SEMrush, and I'll put a link to all the tools that I mentioned below. I'm going to use SEMrush. Now, this is a big deal to me, and I'll show you what it is. So here's what they're suggesting the long tail keyword is. Best WordPress themes for 2023. Let's go look at some keyword volume for that keyword. So it's only got a keyword volume of 70, but is still pretty difficult to rank for. So not a lot of search volume and pretty low keyword difficulty. But if we take off the best WordPress, the 2023, what we're going to be able to see here is best WordPress themes has a monthly search volume of 2,000 for that exact match keyword phrase. And it's going to be nearly impossible to rank for if you don't have a high domain authority website. So if your website has not been around for a long time, doesn't have a ton of backlinks, doesn't have authority in the eyes of Google, it doesn't have a lot of traffic yet, doesn't have a high domain authority score, is basically the score that measures all those things I just mentioned, especially backlinks, then ranking for a phrase like best WordPress themes at a 75% keyword difficulty is going to be nearly impossible. If you go out there and create a topic cluster around a highly competitive topic, and your cluster pages are targeting keywords that are incredibly difficult to rank for, the odds that your cluster is going to rank are slim to none. I actually, during the phase of the couple of years when we were all at home, I hired a content broker platform and spent $30,000 buying content all in the digital marketing space. None of those articles rank. None of them. Why? One, keyword difficulty was too high for the fairly new domain or lower domain. It didn't have enough authority for that domain yet, right? Two, unestablished topic cluster. Okay, so I didn't yet already have any authority in that space. So too competitive a keyword, not enough authority in that space, not enough authority on the domain overall at all. So it didn't matter. And then the other third thing was not understanding the content, how the content itself needs to be created based on the other blogs that are ranking. So not understanding the buyer intent, which the writers didn't, not understanding how many words should be on that page, not including the right frequently asked questions, internal links, external links, quotes, those types of things. There has to be a combination of these things before you're going to get your blogs ranking. So if you just go out to ChatGPT and say, give me 50 articles, and you go write those 50 articles without the tools that help you understand how to create the content, it's going to be very difficult. So let's just say best WordPress themes. That was the first one. Let's go look at another one. They're saying the long tail keyword is boost sales with WooCommerce. There's no way. I can't even imagine. Let's go look. Is that an actual phrase that people are searching? Boost sales with WooCommerce. No. Let's double check this. Let's go over to Google and see, are people actually typing in the phrase boost sales with WooCommerce? No. So then what is the target keyword here? Is it sales with WooCommerce? No, nobody's searching that one either. I'm just using Google Auto Suggest. It shows what people are actually searching. So then they've got to be just saying WooCommerce is your target keyword. Well, that's hard to imagine. That's a very broad keyword term and it's related to WordPress. It's not WordPress, but it's related to WordPress. So let's just double check what I just said. WooCommerce. 33,100 monthly search volume. Yay! We're going to get all this traffic. 90 on a scale of 0 to 100, 98% keyword difficulty. You are not ranking for that term, WooCommerce. However, maybe we could rank for WooCommerce extensions. Maybe we could rank for WooCommerce shipping. Now, let me tell you what's interesting about what I just said. This is a perfect example of another topic cluster. So let's just say we did create a topic cluster on WordPress. And under WordPress, we create another topic cluster under that. Under WordPress, we create an article, best WordPress plugins. And we realize that could be a topic cluster in itself. So all these different WordPress plugins. Well, WooCommerce is a WordPress plugin. So WooCommerce might be part of that cluster. But then WooCommerce itself now can become a topic cluster, because look at all the topics we could cover. WooCommerce, WooCommerce extensions, WooCommerce shipping, Magento versus WooCommerce, WooCommerce pricing, WooCommerce versus Shopify, WooCommerce login, WooCommerce payments, WooCommerce subscriptions, WooCommerce hosting. There's 10, and I could keep going. When you see that, you know it's another topic cluster. When you can create that much content on one topic, it's a topic cluster, okay? Now, what will happen over time is if you create those type of topic clusters, and these clusters are ranking to each other, this WooCommerce, but WooCommerce is linking back up to WordPress plugins because it's a subcategory or subpage, or you're linking back and forth manually. And then the WooCommerce, the WordPress plugins is a subtopic cluster of WordPress. That is good SEO. That is going to help boost all of these articles in the subtopic clusters all the way up to the top topic cluster. So the idea of that concept is correct. Okay. But you wouldn't have known that doing what we just did on ChatGPT. All you got was 50 topics. Okay. It's a starting point. But so far, what we saw was the first one was a good target keyword, but it's way too competitive. The second one isn't even a long tail keyword. It's not even anything people are searching. So we're saying, ChatGPT, give me long tail keywords, but it's not giving us keywords people are actually searching. Okay. It gave us WooCommerce. Now, maybe features in WooCommerce or WooCommerce features would have been better. I bet it would have. Let's look. WooCommerce features. WooCommerce features. Okay. Not a lot of search volume, but reasonably, it's possible to rank for that keyword. The difficulty is possible on this chart. It's possible. So you could get there. That would have been a better target keyword right here. WooCommerce features in WooCommerce. That would have been a much better match than boost your sales with WooCommerce. That is not a long tail target keyword. It should have said WooCommerce features. Okay. I wouldn't have known that unless I'm using my keyword tools. Next one, WordPress SEO best practices. I can see already we're going to have the same thing up here. This one might rank. Let's see if somebody types that in. WordPress SEO best practices. That's a terrible target keyword. Too low a search volume, too high of keyword difficulty, going to be incredibly hard to rank for. And now if we just say WordPress SEO, it becomes nearly impossible, because now our search volume went up. Oh, keyword difficulty came down a little bit, but still anything in that red category, you can just consider impossible. Okay. Not a black and white, hard, fast, impossible. Anything is possible. But if you have a lower domain authority, if you're checking your score on like Moz or any of those domain authority scores, and you're under a 50, getting into these red categories is really challenging unless you have some kind of special designation or expertise or something that's going to help you get up higher than that. So I usually tell people, stick with your domain authority score to your keyword difficulty score. So if you've got a domain authority score of, let's just say you're using SEMrush's score system, your domain authority score is a 30, then I would say stay at 50 or under. You know, if you're at a 50, then stay at 70 or under. Kind of give a little push up there. But anyway, I know that's a whole nother topic. I've got other videos on that keyword difficulty. But this all matters. And it really bothers me that we're out there teaching you guys how to rank on Google using ChatGPT's suggestions for topics without diving into the keyword difficulty and whether or not it's even possible for you to rank for that term. Okay. Now, I would say if you don't have the money for the tools, like the two tools, SEMrush and Surfer that I like, you don't have the money for those tools. And you just have to throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Then creating a topic cluster with 50 topics like this is a way to get started. If you're going to use ChatGPT to write them and it's not going to cost you any money, so there's not any real risk involved, it's just kind of your time, that's up to you. I certainly wouldn't spend any money on it doing it this way. Like now you're going to go hire a writer to write all of these. Okay, now the next thing you get to is we've already proved that the target keyword is not correct. Okay, the topics might be correct. The target keywords are not. Okay, so cracking the WordPress SEO code, WordPress SEO would have been the better target keyword, but it's not easy to rank for. We asked ChatGPT to give us rank worthy, or, what did we say? Blog that has the best chance of helping you rank for long tail keywords, right? Well, these long tail keywords are giving us are super, super competitive. Now, this one, lead generation with contact form 7, the keyword phrase would be contact form 7, not lead generation. And I only know this because I've been doing this since AOL said You've Got Mail. This is what I do every day. You would know this. You would know to change that up unless you had a tool like I'm using that tells you. So now I look at that topic, contact form 7. Can I rank for it? I go over here, contact form 7. I have a domain authority score of 40, which means I typically stay at 60 or under. I'm probably not writing that blog. Okay. Again, if I'm going to cover the whole cluster because I believe there's enough low competition topics in there and I'm just going to write everything, then I'll write it. But so far, we have not yet found anything that we can rank for because it's too competitive of a topic. This one, must have WordPress plugins. So again, the phrase is going to be WordPress plugins. But if you are savvy with your keyword research, instead of writing the article, must have WordPress plugins, you go back over here, you type in your keyword phrase, WordPress plugins, and you look for a lower competition topic. So WordPress membership plugin, that brings us down to a 69, okay? WordPress add meta tag without plugin. So if somebody's looking for a specific type of plugin that does that, that would be something you could rank for, okay? It's see where it's possible. Now you can also sort these by lowest competition up. Here's a good one, WordPress toolkit plugin. So your article could be the top 5 WordPress toolkit plugins versus, or the best for, ooh, gosh, that's a good one. I get the chills when I find a great opportunity. Best free WordPress pop-up plugin. 320 search volume, 52% keyword difficulty. In my niche and in my domain authority, I can rank for that blog. I know that because of those metrics, okay? So now I would go back here and instead of writing this blog, 5 essential plugins to amplify your WordPress website, which isn't going to rank, I'd go back instead and I would change that to say best free WordPress pop-up plugin and write that article instead, okay? Now again, the WordPress plugins is its own subtopic cluster. So I could go in here and play with this. I could write one on Elementor WordPress plugin. I could write one on the Link Whisper WordPress plugin, create this subtopic cluster. But let's just say we like that theory WordPress plugin. So watch this. Help me come up with a topical map for my digital marketing blog that has the best chance of helping me rank. And let's put WordPress plugin, prove my theory, and give each a clickbait style, provide 50 keywords, WordPress plugin. I'm just checking my little spelling there. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's run this. So now it's giving us 50. And these should all now have a target keyword for WordPress plugins, but it doesn't. Look what it does. WooCommerce tips for, oh, wait a minute. It did not give us the, I'm going to do it this way. Provide us a list of 50 titles. Next to each title, add, I'm going to say put it in a table. For me, it's easier to see when I put it in table format, side by side. Okay, so there's the title, there's the keyword. Must have WordPress plugin. Essential WordPress plugins. Incredible WordPress plugins is not a long tail keyword that people are searching. Okay, let's double. Incredible WordPress plugins. Incredible I could be wrong. WordPress plugins. Let's check our data. Nothing. And then I come over to Google, see if anybody's typed that in recently. Incredible WordPress plugins. No. Awesome and amazing. That's good to know. That's interesting. Awesome WordPress plugins. Let's see if awesome WordPress plugins. Let's see if SEMrush picks that up. It does. Oh, but there are some plugins that have the word awesome in it. So that's part of that reason. Anyway, my point proven again. These are not searched long tail keywords. So if you go build an entire topic cluster targeting and optimizing your content for long tail keyword phrases that aren't searched, you're not creating a proper topic cluster. You've got to know what people are searching. Then you've got to know the searcher's intent. So let's say we're going to go with this best SEO WordPress plugin. I know that is searchable. So we go over here, best SEO WordPress plugin. We're going to double check our data here. What do we get? 720 search volume, 71% keyword difficulty. I wouldn't write that blog. Again, not unless I've already targeted, like I've got 10 low competition keyword phrases that I know I can rank for, and I'm going to go ahead and build an entire WordPress plugin cluster around those. So I don't really care that I can't rank for this term because I'm trying to cover the topic entirely. I'll include it. Okay, so best SEO plugin for WordPress. Now let's do, oh, what was the one I just found that I said, Eureka, I was so excited about? Let me just grab that because I actually am going to do it. It was not awesome, incredible. It was the one I squealed over. Okay, here we go. WordPress plugins. So what you can do is you can go to keyword difficulty. This is how I do it. And I say, give me up to a 50 keyword difficulty. And then I'm going to look here, search volume. So it was, that's okay. So here I would do like this one, WordPress email plugin, right? WordPress disable plugin, WordPress podcast plugin. So these are all rankable. I like this one a lot. WordPress accessibility plugin. So now here's what I would do. I go, okay, I like this one, the WordPress accessibility plugin. I would then go over to Search for SEO. And this is how I know what I need to be creating. I go to content editor and I type in that phrase, WordPress accessibility plugin. It gives me its own search volume and difficulty score. Remember, each tool only has its estimates. In this case, it's great because they're similar. This is a rankable, write-worthy article for my blog. If I'm building a topic cluster all about WordPress plugins, this one makes sense to me. I know I can rank for it, okay? So WordPress accessibility plugin. Now, if I look on Google, I'll finish that in just a second. If I look on Google, I can see what the intent is, what kind of content I need to create. So if I look at Google, I can see the top ones are sponsored ads. Then what's under the sponsored ad? Blogs. Look at this. 9 best WordPress accessibility plugins. 7 best WordPress accessibility plugins. What's the next one? 6 best. This is what I need to create. If these were all videos, creating a blog does me no good because Google has already shown us what it's going to rank. It's going to rank these list posts for the best plugins, okay? So I need to create a list post about the best plugins. So what I do then is I come over here and I type in WordPress accessibility plugin because that's the target keyword. Now, I can let Surfer create a content editor for me without writing with AI, or I can have it write the article for me. Let's just click create for 1 CE credit. Now, here's what happens when you do this. And again, I put the links to these below. These are software that I pay for and I use every day. I do have affiliate relationships with 90% of the software that I use, which basically means they give me a link I can share with you, and then I receive a benefit with no extra cost to you. Sometimes there's a coupon or a trial. Sometimes it's just a link. So I put all those in the description below. What Surfer's doing now is it goes out and it scours the web and it pulls in the top competing articles. Then it gives us a scoring system on a scale of 0 to 100, telling us how well we covered the topic when we write. This includes the title, the target keyword, NLP keywords, headlines, frequently asked questions, and this is what it looks like. So look over here to the right. Again, this is where ChatGPT is not there yet. If it comes over here, it says you need to write between 2,500 and 2,899 words. My blogs that I write, or I have Surfer AI write for me, are 3,000 words now on average. You wouldn't know that just spitting out an article of ChatGPT. And even if you create 50 articles and you just go, all right, they'll all be about 1,000 words, the odds are none of them are going to rank because they're not going to be meaty enough. They're not going to cover enough of those NLP keywords. They're not going to be a deep dive into the topic. Google doesn't count the words on the page and say, okay, you don't get to rank because you didn't write 3,000 words. It's about how deep did we cover that topic. And if your competitors are all covering it with that type of coverage, 3,000 words, and you try to come in there with no authority in a 1,000 word article, I don't care if you write 50 of those, they're not going to rank. Okay. The topic cluster still has to have deep strategy behind it in order for it to rank. So then here you've got an idea of these NLP keywords. So you can insert headings and the AI tool is going to put some headings in there for you. And then you can start writing. Surfer SEO does integrate with Jasper. For those of you that need an AI writing tool, they can integrate together. I put that link below as well. That's one way to do it. Okay. Now recently though, so look what it gave us. It knew it had to give us a listicle. I didn't tell it to give us a listicle. Remember a minute ago, we went to the search engines. We saw what was ranking. Everything ranking was top a number best WordPress accessibility plugins. And I said, we're going to have to do that. We didn't tell Surfer that. It went out there, pulled in the competitors, and it knew it needed to create that. That's amazing. So 13 best WordPress accessibility plugins in 2023 with ADA compliance. Okay. Now it's got all of these headings. And if you wanted to, you could now go in and write this. You could go into ChatGPT and write. Let me give you a quick example. If you're not using Surfer's AI Writer, if you use Surfer's AI Writer, from here, all you have to do is click Write with Surfer AI. You will need to have purchased extra credits that give you these AI pre-written articles. They run anywhere from $25 to $29 a piece, and you get it back same day. The bots all do it. Pretty incredible. I'm testing all of these right now. I'm pushing out a ton of them, and they're ranking, although we need a much more time to see how far they're going to go. But what we have here is we have Write with Surfer AI, and then it will give you the outline. You approve the outline. You could put in tone of voice. There's some other options. Then you walk away, come back in a little bit. Your article is written, and you start putting them over here. If you want to see what they look like, go look at all these blogs I just put on loriballen.com. Okay, most of these were written. A lot of these were written with Surfer SEO. You'll be able to see the difference. The ones that just have a video and a quick synopsis are ChatGPT. The other ones are all the super in-depth articles are written by Surfer. Okay, if you want to check those out. And I've only been using Surfer, the AI writer, since it rolled out a few months ago. So there's still testing time that we need to see where this all goes. So if you want to write it yourself, watch what I do. I've got this little sidebar. I've got a link below. It's called Cider, my little referral link. It's called Cider. So if I'm writing this myself, I would do this. 13 best WordPress accessibility plugins. I'm going to put it here and I'm going to say, write a blog intro. Okay. You can go back and forth to the ChatGPT tab or back here if you want to. But I love this sidebar. Okay. I love working within it. So watch this. So now we're just going to paste that right in here. Now, as we do this, I'm going to close that little window for a minute. You'll start to see this score change. This is telling us how well we have covered the topic, how much we've hit those target keywords. So this is essentially what Surfer SEO is doing for us behind the scenes when we give it the article to write for us. What I'm doing now is more manual, but can still get the job done. So I'm going to put elaborate, why you need to have a WordPress accessibility plugin. And now it's going to write for us. Okay. I love it. This is fantastic. So this Cider is using ChatGPT. It's powered by ChatGPT. In fact, you can switch between 3.5 and 4.0. It also still has web access. Right now, ChatGPT has their Bing search plugin off. So this is still working. So I'm still able to search the web if I want to. I could click here, compare answer from the web, and now it'll go out and get links. It'll pull in items from the web. I'll show you the difference. So let's just say I'm going to copy this. I like this, and I'm just going to paste it right here since I have all my headings. But let's see if I want to compare that answer from the web. It'll go out now, scour the web, pull in the same type of response, but now there's links in here. So now we've got these outbound links that can help improve the user experience. Google likes to see those outbound links. I would click on them to check, make sure they're going to a credible website before you just include them. This one's going to, let's check. This one's going to WordPress.org. That is definitely a quality outbound link, right? That works. Again, this is not stuff you're just getting off a straight ChatGPT. So this is why you need to be smarter than just listening to, hey, here's a prompt. There's more to this, okay? Now let's see where our score is. Now we're up to 43. So now we do the website reputation. What does that have to do with accessibility plugins? Oh, I see. We're doing why you need. So here I would say, explain how having a WordPress accessibility plugin with ADA compliance helps, what number are we on? Helps with website reputation. And now let it answer that. Okay. Then each one of these items, again, we're going to go in and put it in this section. So paying the $25 or $25, $29 to let Surfer do this for us is worth it to me. I've got the resource to do that. And I would rather spend more time in optimization after the fact, putting in internal links, external links, quotes, pictures, media, infographics, than to sit and write that whole article out. Okay. Now, after you've written the whole article, and let's just say you get your score up to, it's sitting at like a 70, let's just say, use this right here, insert terms. Okay, it says I don't have enough words yet because I haven't finished the article. What happens when you're done is insert terms. It actually goes and takes all these NLP keywords and it places them throughout your blog where it looks like you could have used it but didn't. Like maybe you said accessibility plugins, but you should have said WordPress accessibility plugins. It'll make the suggestion. You'll be able to see where the suggestion is, and you can say skip or add, approve or skip, something like that. Then when it's all done, you're up there at an 80. My highest, I got 94% optimized scoring system once it's all done and after you've added images. This to me is the easier way to go if you're using AI writers, but you also could write it all in Jasper combined with the Surfer optimization. For me, I just want to let Surfer write it, and then I want to go back into it and say, okay, that looks good, but maybe I want to put an example there. So I would come over here, I would paste in the paragraph like this, and I would say, give me an example. And then I'll let Cider here give me an example, or I'll have it go out to the web and pull in an example that I could paste in there. So the article is already pre-written for me, but now I'm going to improve it by putting in examples or statistics or outbound links. You can also fact check using Cider. So anyway, overall, here's my point. The idea of what ChatGPT can do with topical authority and topical clusters is good, but it's basic and it fails where it comes to these target long tail keywords. Those are not searched target keywords. And if they are searched target keywords, they're not taking into account competitive difficulty, which you have to do unless you already have a super high domain authority website, in which case you can rank for almost anything in that cluster already anyway. Okay. So if you're just getting started, you got to be smarter than this. You've got to have the tools. So in my marketing stack, I use ChatGPT, I'm using Surfer SEO, and I'm using SEMrush, and I'll put those below. And then Grammarly is what you were seeing that was checking all the spell check as we were going along. And I said, let me just correct that in there. Okay. So be smart with all this AI technology stuff. If you're trying to rank on Google, it really isn't about shortcuts as much as it is about knowing all of the pieces so that you just have the best chance possible of ranking on Google. If you're going to do the work, you might as well do it right. Improve those chances. I earned 6 figures full time as a content creator doing these exact things on blogs and on YouTube. And we got to take the time to do it right. I'm Lori Ballen. Thanks for following along today.